I fought coming out here really hard today. I didn't go yesterday, and I regretted not doing it. And then this morning, I really came close to not doing it. Because, I wake up, I'm exhausted, it's 4:30 in the morning. It's hard to go out and work out at 4:30 in the morning, you know that. When you get in the habit of doing it, it becomes easy because you have little tricks that get you out here. You just do it. You just go for it. But when you're that tired, it's really difficult. But the truth is, it feels good once you do it. When you listen to what you should do, and you get out there, you have a little conviction, and you just go for it, it feels really good. Because there's an internal voice that says, you know what you need to do. A lot of times we want to get in shape, or we want to get back to some sort of routine, some sort of fitness routine. And we fight it. And sometimes you have to stop listening to that voice, and you just got to make it happen. You got to power through, especially in the beginning. I think one thing that helps is to remind yourself how thankful you are that you woke up, that you have another day, you have another opportunity. Because one day you won't, or you won't be able to go exercise, or you won't have the strength or the resources of some sort to, do something. It's a gift. It's a gift to be able to come exercise. And it's a shame to take it for granted. And I think that helps if you can live in an attitude of gratitude and spend as much time as humanly possible just being grateful that you're here at all. So today is Thursday, July something. Weekend's on the way, which I always love, of course. Been thinking a lot about my black and white film. Very excited to develop that myself. Going to develop the negatives myself. And then, of course, once I have the negatives, I can scan those. Excited about that. Today I got the wind muff on my microphone. We'll see how much that helps. Hopefully that helps a little bit, because some of that wind noise can be absolutely terrible in a microphone. But that little miniature dead cat works pretty well most of the time. Sometimes I gotta get the energy out of this dog. He has way too much energy for his own good. He harasses the other 3 dogs, and they're getting old and they can't really help. They can't really play with him. So he needs exercise. Don't you, Dennis? Don't you, buddy? Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good dog. So here we are, out once again, because we're convicted to get out and work out. Technically it's a ruck, so it's just a 25-30 pound weighted vest, and you walk somewhere with it. And that's it. That's what a ruck is. You just put on some weight and you go walk somewhere. And honestly, the weight on the vest isn't lots. I mean, it's obviously, it's not a lot, but it's enough. It's enough to make you feel like you're doing something for sure. And the farther you go, it weighs down on your shoulders, your traps. It kind of exhausts your body quite a bit more than you would expect. Which, you know, when you say it like that, it seems like, oh, well, it's pretty good exercise. And it is, don't get me wrong. But the reality is, it's hard for me to see this as anything but a walk. You know, like I said, I used to run every morning, and I pushed myself so much. I was never super fast, and it's probably because of my heart. But nonetheless, I would get out and run. And so taking a walk doesn't seem like exercise. And on one hand, you tell yourself, well, then that's easy. You have no excuses. Go out and do it every single morning. If it's so easy, just go do it. Take your little walk. Big deal, right? It's not like you're running. It's not like you're doing burpees, push-ups, squats. You're not working out. You're just taking a walk. And on one hand, that's true. Of course, on the other hand, you still wake up and you fight yourself because you're tired when you wake up, especially when you're not ready to get up at 4:30. Even though I do it every day, you know, I'm not prepared for it. My brain's not prepared for it. My body says, oh, no, we can't go. We're sore. I have no reason to be sore. I didn't do anything to make myself sore. Or maybe I did. I don't know. Yesterday, I did 5 push-ups at a time, and I did it throughout the day because I told myself, you need to start working out. You need to start doing some sort of body weight exercise, get to the gym, something. You need to work out. And so I started doing sets of 5, which again seems like nothing. And I told myself, well, you can do way the hell more than 5. Just 5, what is that? And then I thought, no, that's not the point. The point is use a little conviction and do the 5. Don't burn yourself out with 25 or whatever, because then you won't be doing them. You won't repeat yourself. You'll just do it once, you do it a couple times, and then you won't go back to it. But I thought, if you do 5, do something minimal like 5, you'll keep coming back and you'll keep doing them because they don't really seem to do much. They're not very taxing, just like the Ruck. So do something minimal, and that's what I told myself originally. You don't have to run. You don't have to exhaust yourself every time. But you do need to do something. So start with a Ruck, start with a walk. You don't have to run at all if you don't want to. If you want to, go for it. If you don't. But start somewhere. Let's go, bud. Come on, Dennis. So, long story short, I'm out here, me and Dennis, making it happen once again. And honestly, surprisingly, as tired as I was, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I really wasn't gonna go. I was just gonna drink coffee, and then I started thinking to myself, but you're gonna be super disappointed if you don't go. And you're gonna be super disappointed. You're gonna feel like you let yourself down again because you said you're gonna. And yesterday you didn't. And so today you said you will today, no matter what. Even on the video yesterday, I said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, no matter what. Okay, Dennis, come on. Come on, bud. Trying to hold the camera in one hand, and Dennis goes on this side, goes on that side. He doesn't know we're here to work just yet. He hasn't figured all that out yet. Good boy. Good boy, Dennis. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy, yes. You are a good boy. Even today, I'm running because A, it goes by just a little bit quicker. I get there just a little bit faster. Get back to drinking coffee just a little bit sooner. But also, you know, I start feeling like, oh, I gotta exercise. I gotta do more. And my body's not 100% ready for it. But I do have to remind myself, it's okay to not run. It's okay if I walk. It's a ruck. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. The dog keeps switching sides on me. It's okay. The fact that we're out here at all is a win. It's 100% win just to be out here. Right, Dennis? The boy knows. But I do have to be careful not to overdo it, not to overwork myself, because then tomorrow I won't go. And that's what a lot of times people do, especially in the beginning of a workout program. They overdo it. They're overzealous. Their body feels like it's more capable. And so they go out too hard and too fast. And they burn out, or they injure themselves, or they're just too sore. Or the truth is, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And when 4:30 comes the next day, you decide, I don't want to do it. I don't have it in me today. And it's because you didn't make it pleasant enough, easy enough to go to start with. So if you work up to it, and that'd be my advice for anybody, work up to it, then each day sneaks up on you and you're doing a lot more than you expect that you could. You go a lot farther, a lot faster eventually, but not in the beginning. In the beginning, it's really important just to keep going, just to keep showing up. It's really important. So, and I tell myself that every time, like, you can walk the rest of the way, it's okay. Because if you do too much, you won't be back out here. And without the consistency, the whole thing is pointless. It's good to come out, don't get me wrong, no matter what. Even if you're not really doing that much, it's good. It's healthy to do literally anything. But if you can't keep doing it, and you can't keep coming back, it's honestly not going to do much for you. One thing I used to do when I was running all the time, and I was really struggling, I would tell myself, it's okay, run down to the end of the bridge, run down to the stop sign, or wherever it was, and I'd tell myself, you can walk the rest of the way. Don't even worry about it. You're done. And of course, I'd never allow myself to be done. I'd get down there and tell myself, okay, now run down to that next stop sign, that next bridge, or whatever. We don't have that many bridges. But you get the idea. Do a little bit more, and a little bit more, and you can keep walking or walk the rest of the way. Clinton's. Okay, we're by the lighthouse now. It's my turnaround point, usually. And around this time of morning, you start getting people out here gathering to run and ride their bikes around the lake. It's pretty cool. Yeah, running is exhausting, especially when you have a weighted vest on. But that's another thing I always think about. If one of my goals is to attempt another marathon, because I ran one a few years ago and injured myself before the marathon started, like a few days, a week, whatever. I never really trained for it at all. And it was before my heart surgery, before my pacemaker. And it was super exhausting. Around mile 8, I was done. I had a serious calf injury and ankle thing going on, and I didn't stop. I did the whole thing. I finished the marathon, but it was really terrible. It was a very tough experience. Don't get me wrong, I was very happy that I did it. Very proud of myself for doing it, because that's not an easy accomplishment for anybody. Well, I'm sure it is for some. For me, it was not an easy accomplishment. It was extremely difficult. But I always tell myself I want to do another one. And so I think if I take this weighted vest out over and over and I start running little spurts here and there, I'll get stronger and stronger, and eventually running without the weighted vest will seem very easy. At least that's my inside talk, that's my head talking. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's one of my goals. So even when I mow the lawn, I wear the weighted vest because it just adds a little something to a regular exercise, a regular mundane exercise. Another little trick that I've done over the years is I start thinking about meditation. And even though I don't meditate, and I always try to meditate, it's something I want to do, something I want to learn to do. I think I have a severe case of ADHD or something. I can't focus very long. But that's something I really want to do. But I always think, turn the workout into a meditation. Turn the run into a meditation. Clear your mind and just start focusing on the task at hand. Get rid of all the thoughts that you don't feel like doing it, or it's hot, or whatever the deal might be. I always just kind of repeat to myself, it's a form of meditation. And it seems to help. It seems to really help me. One of the upsides of running some of it is, like I said earlier, it seems to go much faster. And of course it does, but it's exhausting. But it doesn't take nearly as long. It seems less painful somehow. I feel like everybody should have a YouTube channel. And a long time ago when I discovered YouTube, a decade ago, 15, who knows how many years ago it was. But I always thought that then too. I thought this is so cool. Everybody can have their own TV show. Everybody can have their own YouTube channel. And obviously it's not for everybody. A lot of people don't want to. They don't care. They have no interest. But the cool thing is, it gives you something to do. It gives you something to think about. It gives you a way to share your thoughts with people that otherwise aren't in your life, that don't care. Because the funny thing is, I love that some people have a group they exercise with, you know. They got the team, got the crew. But then there's other people who just don't have that. They don't have the team, they don't have the crew. And so, while I don't really have people to commiserate how hard this is, or easy this is, or how fun it was, or what it feels like, or, okay, Dennis, boy, you gotta, it's nice to be able to share it with somebody. You know, when I was doing burpees, it's been a while now, but I was doing them pretty much every day, and I was recording it. And one of the good things was, I was very active in the burpee community. I started finding other people who did burpees, and there's surprisingly a lot. And I imagine that's the same way with anything that you do. There's a group on YouTube for it. And so I'd find all these guys and girls. There's all kinds of people that do burpees. But every day I'd check in, and they would check in with me, and I record myself every morning, just a dumb video with my phone of me doing burpees. And sometimes I'd get 1,000 people looking at that video. I know, that's crazy. I think I had one with 2,000 people. And a lot of times there was a few hundred. And I just found that really crazy that anybody would want to watch me do burpees. And of course, I'd talk just a little bit at the end about my motivation and what I'm trying to accomplish. But for me, one of the biggest parts wasn't to get any views. I didn't care about that, just like I don't care now. For me, it was a good excuse to do something. You know, it was a good accomplishment to post a video and say, I did it. I got up at 4:30 again and I did it. I worked out. And sometimes posting that video felt like motivation. Like, well, can't let the fans down. Like, it was a joke in my mind, you know, like the fans. Like anybody really cares, right? But I felt like that's a great excuse for me to get out here over and over and do this. And so I'd post a video over and over. And some days, or sometimes I'd go for a few months on a streak, and I would just keep posting. And, you know, these aren't hard videos. It's not like there's a bunch of editing. It's not like it's complicated to do or anything. But it felt good to have an excuse to do that. And I'm trying to get myself back there now. But to be honest with you, it's extremely challenging to want to exercise when you don't have a clear-cut goal. And right now, I don't have a clear-cut goal. I have some weight to lose, mostly just fat, over the last 6 months. You know, you get a layer of fat on you. I'm not crazy about that because it took me a long time to get my body to where I felt like I wasn't so disappointed with myself. I mean, I lost like 50 pounds and never really saw the six-pack, at least not the way I want to see it. My stomach was fairly flat, but I didn't have a six-pack. And I really wanted that. I still want that so bad. There's a big part of me that says that can't happen. I don't know. They say it's made in the kitchen, and I'm terrible at food, so I just like to eat, but I eat nachos. You can't trust anybody. You can't trust the traffic. The people don't pay attention. They don't see somebody out here. So you have to be careful when you're out and about. And of course, you know, 5 in the morning, nobody's thinking there's anybody out here running or walking their dog. So they're not paying attention. I get it. But that means I just have to be more careful. So I'm finding myself running more and more as I do these rucks. At first, I just ran just a little bit and I wasn't going to at all. And I'm finding that I'm able to run a little bit more and a little bit more. And that inspires me. That makes me happy that my body is slowly but surely coming around. So I'm able to do that at all. But again, I have to remind myself, take it slow, don't go too fast, or you won't be able to come out tomorrow. But I used to always say the same thing. If you're tired tomorrow, then walk. Just walk the whole way. Just go. No, don't make any excuses. You're never too tired to just take a little walk. You know, you don't have to go 3 miles. Go 1 mile. But just go. And so I told myself that. It always worked. And surprisingly, or not surprisingly, I'd always end up running. And I'd always go about the same distance. Oh, man. I'll tell you what. Like I was saying, I keep running on this ruck. And I ran more than I expected to run. And it does catch up with you. It does catch up with you. But again, I have a great job. I'll be sitting around doing video editing and mostly. Actually, I think I have a couple things to film, which is good. Breaks up the day, makes it a good day. But I don't have a hard job physically. So I always tell myself, you know what, go out hard, it's fine. Work yourself out. Get all the wiggles out. As we tell my daughter, you got to get her wiggles out. Because then you just feel good. You feel better about life. Life isn't all that serious. It can be if you want to make it serious. It doesn't have to be. Dennis is a good dog. We got him when he was just a puppy. Some friend of ours rescued him from out from under a house in the country. He was just by himself, maybe 3 months. Huge puppy. And gave him to my wife. We already had 4 dogs at the time. You know, we had like 3 85, 90-pound dogs, and we had an Irish Wolfhound who was 180 pounds. And gave us this puppy, and I'm like, oh my God. And at first I said, we can't have a puppy. There's no way we're gonna have a 5th dog. And so, even though I wanted him so bad, he was just a big fluff ball. He was so cool, so cute. But I knew that's just too much. It's too much. We don't have a very big house, and it was just too much. And so, her brother and his wife have a German Shepherd that was fairly young back then, maybe a puppy. It's herself, and we gave it to her brother, and he didn't really want it at first, and we knew it would be a really good dog for their dog to play with. And so we gave Dennis to them, and he named him Dennis. It's a gentleman's name. Dennis is a gentleman's name. It's from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But they had him a few days, and they just said, we can't do this. We can't have this dog. These dogs are fighting all the day and wrestling. Puppies, you know, inside, outside. And they said, we just can't have Dennis. And I told my wife, I said, look, if they don't keep that dog, I want that dog. Because the more I thought about it, I'm like, I really love that dog. I could just feel like he's family. And so they said, we can't have him. So I'm like, boom, swooped him up. We ended up with 5 dogs for a while. And then Seamus, the Irish Wolfhound, passed away. He was old. He had a heart attack and died the next day. It was bad, sad. Poor guy. But we gave him, he was a rescue dog also, but we gave him a good couple years, super good years. He ran and played and had tons of fun. Couldn't take him anywhere though, because everybody would stop us, freak out, because he was so big. He was just such a big dog. He was the coolest dog I've ever seen. Because normally people see big dogs and they're Great Danes, but he looked like Dennis, you know? He was ginormous, but he was fluffy and white. But he was an Irish Wolfhound. A little different than Dennis, but you get the idea. Wasn't a Great Dane. Anyway, so Seamus passed, and we ended up with 4 dogs, and that's where we stay. 13 chickens and 4 dogs. Yeah, the chickens weren't my idea, but we're starting to get eggs. That's kind of fun. Who doesn't like eggs, especially when you work out, right? Eggs are healthy. One thing about filming when you're exercising is it gives you a whole different thing to think about, focus on. Makes it a little bit tricky because you're holding a camera in one hand rather than just, focusing on the running. And of course, taking a dog in the other is a whole different thing because he wants to stop and pee on everything. And so both arms, you got something in your arms. But I picture to myself, that's just more exercise. That's just part of the deal. It just gives me more of a workout. And so far that remains true. It is more of a workout. Well, I'm almost back to the beginning, which is nice. Then I can drink my coffee, wake up a little bit. Actually, I feel pretty good now. Coffee does sound nice. And I know I kind of rambled a lot. I really didn't have a topic today. But like I said in the beginning, of all these videos, one of the reasons I'm doing it is just it's good practice for speaking. Trying not to say a lot of the pauses, etc. It helps to practice over and over. And content-wise, I think keeping it creative, keeping it fun, that'll come over time. Because I know how to make a good video. I mean, I make videos at work, but it takes time. It takes thought and planning. And this is obviously a workout kind of thing. I'm not out here trying to stand around or do too much creativity because I don't have that much time. And so I'm trying to knock it out. So far so good. I feel good about it. I'm gonna wrap it up. Once again, I appreciate anybody who watches these things. That's great. Hope I didn't bore you to death. Sometimes I know for myself, I find a channel and sometimes they're not, super influencers or doing crazy things, just normal people. But somehow there's something relaxing about real life and real people doing real things. It's not fake, it's not staged, it's not contrived, it's fancy camera angles and fun music. I mean, those are fun, I like those. But sometimes it's nice just to go, they're still real people, and maybe secretly you're hanging out with those people and maybe they become friends, because if you, just like watching a TV show or a movie, eventually you start connecting with the characters and you start thinking about them like they're in your life. Maybe I'm the only one that does that, but I doubt it. I think a lot of times we connect with the story and you start following the journey. So at any rate, I appreciate anybody who watches it, and if not, it's super good practice for me, and I'm really happy I'm out here doing it in the first place. It'll help me live longer. All right, well, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.